back to Vlogmas. I hope you are enjoying the video and the content so far. So if you have been watching Vlogmas, or if you watched at least 3 videos, you will know that I was away. I was out of town in Luapula province for like almost 10 days. I did try to make some videos on the road. It didn't work out so well. I think I only managed 2. There's going to be somewhere here I did a travel makeup video, and then I also went to this amazing place, Luapula waterfalls, and I made a video for that. So just click the little I button up there and you are going to be able to see what that was about. But while I was in Luapula province, there are a few things that kept popping up at me. So I thought that I could do a video talking about some of the 10 things that stood out to me or that I picked up while I was on the road. I guess it's like one thing for every day that I was out there. So first of all, my route took me from Lusaka into Mansa, and then Mwense, and then Chelenge, and then back to Mansa again. That was the first part of my trip, and then on a Sunday we drove into Luwingu. From Luwingu we went into Kasama. From Kasama we went into Mporokoso, and then back into Chinsali, and then from Chinsali through Shiwangandu to Mpika. So it was like a round robin. I was literally in a different town like every day. I slept in so many lodges, some of them dingy, some of them very, very amazing, but they're things that I picked up along the way. So the first thing, number 1, is Zambia is beautiful. Guys, those of us who are stuck in the towns, in the big towns, in the cities, Lusaka, Kitwe, Ndola, we are missing out on so much like natural beauty. And when I talk about beauty, I'm talking about the landscapes. When you just get out of the road, even just like 30 k's outside Lusaka in whatever direction, you will see like what beautiful landscapes we have. But also the people are so warm. We have these amazingly warm people. It's like family everywhere, right? And then we also have really, really beautiful resources, you guys. I'm going to be trying to be linking pictures, maybe here, I'm not sure, but I will share pictures of the landscapes, these beautiful rivers. We have bridges, there are these hillsides that we were driving through. It was all very breathtaking. I was failing to sleep through the journey because there was always something to see. And then the other thing on the contrast is, guys, the people are so poor. You know, we live in town and we go into work, we drive our cars, we get on buses, we're going to town, we go to work, and we come back and we complain that we're broke. But guys, there are people who are living really, really like far down below the poverty line, where they go a whole year without getting a new pair of clothing, a new pair of shoes. They're wearing clothes, same clothes. And when I talk about new, I'm not talking about them going into a shop to buy new. I'm talking about people offering them clothes. These people go a year, maybe more, without ever wearing something new. It's cold and there are kids outside with tattered clothing. It's really, really heartbreaking. Ish, man, the houses that they live in. But the funny thing is, even with all this like poverty, and it pulls at your heartstrings, but you find that most of them are so happy. Okay, so that's the third thing. I didn't put it down here, but now I'm adding it. Is people are content living simple lives. They're happy just to have family around them. They're happy to have a little bit of music. They're happy to sell fish for 10 kwacha, 10, 20 kwacha along the road. Hish, guys, it's one of those, like, you have to get out of the cities. You have to get out of the comfort zone and see some of these things. But yeah, our people are poor. You'll find like people live on mangoes, okay? Because they don't have food. So in the morning, the kids wake up, they go to the mango tree and they eat mango for breakfast. And then they come and they eat mango for lunch and they eat mango for dinner because there's nothing else for them to eat. Okay, I mean, I know God takes care of his own, but I do feel like for the people who are sort of privileged, these are things that we need to start calling out, and we need to either start holding leaders and politicians accountable for these areas, we ourselves can start trying to do things to make a difference in some of these areas. You know, like if you do one little thing and everybody, if like 5 million people, half of the population decided to do a little something of their own, I think we could make a big difference. Okay. So now I guess I'm on number 4, because I talked about the people being poor but them being so content. So number 4 would be, we are sleeping on the northern side of the country. You will find that there's a lot of development in terms of infrastructure in the south. Okay, so like from like Copperbelt, Lusaka, even places like Chipata, going southwards towards like Livingston, there's development. In terms of agriculture, there's development. Infrastructure, there's development. Tourism, there's development. It's all concentrated this way. In the north, Luapula, Muchinga, northern provinces, it's just, there's nothing. Dololo. We are just sleeping. There's so many, this is going to tie into the next thing, which is number 5, is there's so many resources out there. There's abundant land. There is abundance of water. There is abundance of rivers. It rains 7 to 8 times a year, but we're just like chilling. We're just in here saying, oh, this country is poor, this country has no food, you know, but like we're sleeping on the north. Okay. And so number 6 would be that there's opportunity everywhere. Truly, 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 I go into these places and I realize that there's a reason why foreigners come into our country and prosper here. It's because when we are in the middle of all this abundance, all we see is a negative. Okay, we're right in the middle of, yeah, like here in the south there's no rainfall. Rain just started, but that side it's been raining since September. It rains from September all the way into April. That's like 7 to 8 months a year, but there's no agriculture. People are not growing maize. People are not growing beans. There's no fishes in the rivers. We were eating fish from Yalelo at Kariba Dam. They get from Kariba Dam through Lusaka, export it to the north, and we're eating fish from here. So what's happening with all this abundant water resource? The Luapula River literally surrounds the whole province of Luapula. Why isn't there fish? We have overfished. But at the same time, there's opportunity. Fish farmers can do those, what you call fingerlings or whatever you call little fish, and sell them back to Wildlife Authority, or is it Ministry of Fisheries, and start replenishing our lakes and our rivers out there. These are things that can be done. We can be getting land. Land is so cheap in the grand scheme of things. Land is so cheap from the town councils, from the chiefs. There is opportunity for us to go and set up farms, for us to infrastructure out there, lodges out there, tourism, take a boat or two, some water, whatever, have more people going into Samfia, going into Mansa, going into Nchelenge. There's a lot of opportunity out there, and we need to start looking upwards. I think we need to start looking north more and more. We are rich. We are rich, but then it is true when they say the rich are going to get richer, because we are sleeping on the opportunities that are out there. We keep saying, I don't have money. We have money to go out to East Park and go and drink 5 bottles of champagne at 2,500 each in the night in the club. But we don't have money to take a 10 pin and go and buy land, to go and buy an acre of land this side. It's not making sense. So in the grand scheme of things, the people who we see as rich, the people who have money, they are going to get richer, and the poor will get poorer, because we in the middle class, we're not looking at these opportunities, and when the opportunities are there, we're not grabbing them. Okay, we're just sitting, just focused on fronting for the gram. We want to float for the gram. So there's opportunity, but we are not grabbing this opportunity. So I think that was number 7. Number 8, it would be that we are more resilient than we think. I think I'm jumbling this up. I'm saying like a positive and a negative, right? But it's true. We are more resilient than we think. People have been through a lot. They've been through bad governance, good governance. They've been through droughts and abundant rain. We have been through hunger and abundance of food. And even through this, I do feel like we can grow through it, we can get better, we can seize opportunities. So we are a lot more resilient than we think, and we need to start harnessing that resilience to do great things. The ninth thing would be that this is a lesson that I just thought about when we were coming back, is God is always protecting us. Hey, so there's this thing, like we were driving from, I think it was from Wednesday, going into Nchelenge, and just as you're heading towards Mwantabombwe, there's this area that's a little bit like a slope, okay? So the road is in the middle, you can see the Luapula River with little settlements on the left-hand side. On the right-hand side, it's villages, but the land slants a bit, and then there was so much rain. So there was a lot of water coming through, right? From like my right hand side flowing down towards the river, and we were on the main road going. There were palm trees everywhere, mango trees everywhere, and then it was raining so heavily. So our car, which was like a Hilux, was like almost like you couldn't see the tires that were in the water. And then a lightning struck, like two lightning things struck the trees just by the side, right? And we were like, oh my gosh, you know, it was really loud. You know, you could tell like it was dark and everything. It was a little bit scary for a split second. And then we were like, hey, this place. And we drove off, right? But then like when I was pondering my trip on the way back here, and I was thinking about all the things that we had seen and done, and I was thinking, what are the opportunities that I'm seeing? It struck me that if that lightning that had struck on the left-hand side of the road had struck on the right-hand, like literally if it had just been a few meters to the other side, would all be dead, because it would have struck into the water, and that water would have conducted that, you know, like lightning is hundreds of volts of electricity. It would have flown, the current would have come towards us, we would have all been electrocuted, injured, whatever it is. And you know, these would have been stories. No, all she did was she was on a work trip and then lightning hit, and that's how this chick disappeared. So it really just had me thinking about the little things that happen every day. God protects us in ways that we don't even realize on an everyday basis. Like you were literally crossing the road and you just crossed, and 2 minutes, like a second later, a drunk driver just swerved past and went. And like he misses you by a hair, and you take that for granted. You just go about your business without realizing, like, dude, there was an angel who was looking out for you. There was literally like a nigger in the sky with white wings who was like lightning this side, not here. You know what I mean? But that's just me, just introspecting and thinking about God's greatness and his mercy. And yeah, it reminds me to remain thankful like every day. Number 10, I think I'm at number 10 anyway. Number 10 is just a reminder for me and for you guys who are watching and for our generation. And this goes back into the thing I always say about my dream for Africa, is we have the opportunity to turn it all around. Again, there is land. There are councils that are willing to give up land. There's opportunity to develop. There's abundant land, there's abundant water, there's abundant rainfall, there's abundant human resource. There's all these things that are just waiting. They're just waiting for us to start going and start tapping into. And I feel like if a lot more of us decided in 2021, going forward into 2022, 2030, to say, okay, every year, let's take a trip up north. Let's go to Luapula, let's go to Muchinga, let's go to Northern Province, and let's buy a little piece of land. You can buy land for as little as 3,000 kwacha. That's a pair of shoes for some of us, okay? If we decided to say we're gonna invest, go buy a piece of land. You don't know what to do with it, plant an orchard. Plant oranges, mangoes, something. And other people will come in and say, okay, there's mango, let's try and do a mango refinery. Let's take mango pap, let's tin the mangoes. There's opportunities everywhere. If we just like work together, start looking north more, we can do so many amazing things. So I guess this is number 10, is a call to action for all of us. if you have ideas, if you think that this is something you'd be interested in, keep reaching out to me through my Instagram, my Facebook, even just here. Leave us a comment. Let's start like collaborating. Let's start dreaming up things that we can start doing up north. I can guarantee that coming forward, going into 2021, I'm going to be going north at least 3 times a year. I've bought some land down there, but I want to acquire more, and I want to do a lot more there, and I feel like we can do more when we work together. So if you're interested or you just want to get information, reach out to me, DM me, WhatsApp me, whatever it is. Let's get talking. And yeah, that's my little review of my trip to Luapula, Northern and Muchinga provinces. Hope you enjoying this video. Remember to subscribe, remember to reshare, remember to invite your friends, and let's just keep engaging through Vlogmas.